Hi, welcome to another episode of Pod Hour. I've recently decided to start recording Pod Hours live on Twitch so that people who follow me on Twitch get to see them early and help ease me into making more Pod Hour content. For those of you who listen to me, I believe I have one fan in Germany, according to my statistics. So hello to Germany, as well as everybody else around the world. We're going to start this particular episode. This is going to be in a series of episodes, so forgive me if it seems like it's out of order. This episode is going to focus on a raging topic as of late. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe recently confirmed that there are more characters going to be added as this batch of Booster Pass DLC finishes. There are 4 confirmed slots. So, I was having a conversation with my beloved partner in crime, the top moderator of Odd Hour on Twitch, Mod, my partner. And I asked them which characters they think would be added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, they don't play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that much, so they didn't know all the characters. I'm going to preface that right now. When I asked this as well, they were very sleepy, very, very tired. And they only got more tired as the conversation went on. But the answers that they gave were so good that they had to be written down. So I wrote down, word for word, all of the characters that Mod said would be coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, without further ado, here is that list of Mario Kart newcomers. Starting with Cooking Mama. Solid choice. Good opening. Good opening. Number 2 is where it takes a little bit of a turn. Donkey Kong. Now, us seasoned Mario Kart players know that Donkey Kong is already a character. And I said this to Mod immediately after Mod said Donkey Kong. Mod looked at me, paused, and said, Mrs. Donkey Kong. So there you go. That's another character that could come to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 4. Word for word, quote, that New York bitch. And I believe Mod meant Pauline, but I don't think I got that for sure. Followed by Baby Drybones. Again, true possible contender. Followed by Bowser Jr. Jr. And I think Mod said that because Mod knew Bowser Jr. was already a driver. So Bowser Jr. Jr. Then next up on the list we have Pinata. That might have been a misspelling and might have been Pianta. But I'm not entirely sure that it wasn't Pinata, so I left it as such. Next up is Goomba. Goomba is a driver. I see it. Goomba plays baseball. Has Goomba played golf? I don't know. Next up we have Teenage Mario, followed by Teenage Luigi. Both of which, very possible. We have the babies, we have the adults. I think teenage is the next logical step. Next driver, I should specify. A Nintendo Switch. One Nintendo Switch driving around doing its thing. Not doing its thing, doing its thing. Followed by Chain Chomp as a driver in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Possible, not impossible. If Chain Chomps can play tennis, they can drive a car. Next up we have King Babam. Honestly, a choice that I 100% agree with. Not to say that I disagree with any other drivers, just so we're clear. But King Babam I would also really, really like. Next up is Garfield. The cat. You know, the orange cat, Garfield. Next up, that one barrel Donkey Kong threw. I did not get a specification on which barrel that was, but it was that one, and I think the implication is that you know as much as I do which barrel we're talking about. Next up, we have a star. Just a star. Just, I don't even know if Mod meant a power star. Just a star. Why not? Why not? Next up, Paper Mario. Sorry, I just read the next, the character following Paper Mario, and I laughed. I finally broke. It got me. So Paper Mario is a driver. Unironically, I would like to see that as well. The next character, Mod suggested for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as a driver, is Yoshi in Mario Kart? It was a question that was prompted, and when I said yes, Mod did not follow up. So the character, quote, is Yoshi in Mario Kart, question mark, end quote. Next up, we have a dish of pasta, but you get to pick which kind. Now, I think that has some legitimacy, because when you pick Yoshi and Shy Guy, and also Birdo, I'm pretty sure, you can pick like a different color scheme for that character. So it is very well within the realm of possibility that a dish of pasta, but that you can choose which type of pasta as a driver. I think that works. And further clarifying, this dish of pasta comes with Cooking Mama. It's a crossover. So word for word, a dish of pasta, you get to pick which kind, goes with Cooking Mama, it's a crossover. So crossover event, pasta Cooking Mama. Next character we have here is Bullet Bill, but as a cart. And again, this is word for word. I'm gonna start this over and say this whole thing word for word. Bullet Bill, but as a cart. Doesn't have a cart, he's just flying around as the cart and the driver. But imagine how cute he would be in a little cart. He's always flying places, moving around. He needs a little rest. But it has to be the Bullet Bill with a hat, a cowboy hat. Am I making that up? Now, there's a lot to unpack there, but I'm going to try. So, when I told Mod that a Bullet Bill was an item, unfazed, did not back down from this claim about a Bullet Bill with a cowboy hat. In fact, we Googled if there was a Bullet Bill with a cowboy hat and did not find a solid answer. I don't know what Mod was referring to when it came to the Bullet Bill with a cowboy hat. But specifically, this driving Bullet Bill that is not a cart, but just an entity with a cowboy hat to be a driver in Mario Kart. Followed immediately by Minecraft Steve. Which again, solid choice. Where's Minecraft Kart? Minecart. I don't know. There's potential there. Next character is Marth and all his skins. Every character from Fire Emblem, it is now Fire Emblem Kart. I'm stealing your joke. I'm just a little thief, just a little guy, just a little thief guy. Word for word, this is what Mod said to me. Because of my joke about Fire Emblem having 7 Marths. I quote, I'm stealing your joke. I'm just a little thief, just a little guy, just a little thief guy. So Marth and every blue-haired character from Fire Emblem, which is every character from Fire Emblem. Why not do the same Birdo Yoshi thing? It's fine. Goodness. This is a good one. Dry bones. But what if his bones were wet? Why were they dry? Why did the bones have an adjective? Why did they add an adjective, Mukhtar? And I wish I could tell you the genuineness as Mod made such unbelievably hard eye contact with me upon this particular character. So let's boil that down to dry bones, but if his bones were wet. So wet bones. I don't know. That seems possible. Next up, we have Baby Everyone. What if the entire cast is all babies? I'd play that. They've already got like 4 babies in there. Which is a good point. That's not a bad point. It is a good point that there are a lot of baby characters in there. Now just make everybody a baby. That you immediately double the roster by making everybody a baby. That, I mean, innovation, like poof, like big brain stuff. And so this was followed by us discussing the babies that are in there, which also led us to talking about the Koopa Kids. And I had mentioned Ludwig as a Koopa Kid. So Mod says, replace Ludwig with Ludwig the streamer or Ludwig the composer. Either one. I'd just like to see a guy driving around in Mario Kart. Just a little guy. Which, I don't know. Dropping Beethoven in or Ludwig the streamer, that gutsy move by Nintendo. Gutsy move by Nintendo. Next up we have, not really a character, but a comment. I think Mario Kart would be a much more enjoyable game if it was all villains. Which is also a good point. Villain Mario Kart would be kind of fun. We derail here a little bit. Just a little bit. Where Mod goes, stunning realization, stops the whole conversation, and Mod goes, Bowser is Batman. And Mario is the bad guy. Mario is Bowser's Joker. Luigi is Penguin, though. Wait, no, actually the Riddler. Luigi is the Riddler. He's green, and he's got a lot of questions. Now, I don't think that is a character suggestion or prediction, but I do think it is a point we should be discussing more openly. About Mario being Bowser's Joker and Bowser being Batman. And that complete sidetrack was followed up by this genius character that I can't believe no one has thought of before. All that question about Batman, Joker, Mario, Luigi. Mod's next character prediction was Peach. Peach. Which, I mean, hey, why wouldn't you add Peach to Mario Kart? Peach was followed up by Frog Mario, which is a solid choice. Big fan of Frog Mario, personally. And this was followed by Plumber Luigi, which is just Luigi, because he's a plumber already. But, specifically this Plumber Luigi, he just has a little plunger on his back. So, Luigi with a plunger. Plumber Luigi. I see it. Next up we have Egad, Professor Egad. Egad would be a little cutie. Imagine him in a car. The car would be so much bigger than him. Little old man, like Milton. So Egad, who reminds us of Milton. Now this one here is a big one because sidetrack from this for 2 seconds. I really think PD Piranha is going to be added because one of the spots on the roster is right next to King Boo, and King Boo's partner in Double Dash was PD Piranha. So we were already talking about PD Piranha and King Boo. And then Mod comes in and says, is King Boo in there? King Boobs. So King Boobs as a character because we already have King Boo. And now we're getting down to the end of the list here. We have two more character predictions, suggestions, etc. Imagine a Mario Party crossover with Mario Kart. You driving, and sometimes there is coins and spots, and also Bowser minigames. Every 4 laps you have to stop and fight the other drivers in a game of wits and fists. You're just driving on a little board, you know? Imagine Peach's cake, but you're just driving on it. Delicious. Which is a good point. Mario Party as a driver in Mario Kart, not a bad idea. Not a terrible idea. Final character to round out this list. Oh, Sonic. But they have to put him in a cart or he'd be too strong. He can't run or else he'd win. So Sonic as a driver. And that is the entire conversation I had with Mod immediately before bedtime. And I think Mod makes a lot of good points. And I wouldn't be surprised if most, if not all of these predictions actually got added as DLC to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. With that being said, we will now pause. We will now pause for a word from our sponsor. And now, to close off this episode, I'm going to hit you with my boring, serious suggestions or predictions of characters that I think are going to get added. I previously mentioned this one. I believe Petey Piranha will be added. Petey Piranha has been a fan favorite for a while. And I really think it would be a very perfect moment to see Petey Piranha right next to King Boo. Old partners meeting up again from Double Dash. It would make me really happy, personally. Beyond that, we have a lot of characters to pick from, because if anybody is familiar with the freemium game, Mario Kart Tour, it's a mobile app. It's very fun. I do recommend it. The characters in that are, I believe, somewhere around 250. So there is no shortage of characters that could be added. Most of them are reskins. We're talking things like Santa Mario or Gold Dry Bowser and things like that. But some of them are more serious with characters like Monty Mole, King Babam, who Mod mentioned. Funky Kong was also like it would be great to see Funky Kong come back from Mario Kart Wii. I think this is a good opportunity to bring characters from previous games back. So, yeah, Funky Kong seems like a reasonable prediction as well. I think King Babam would be a fun new addition. I already said King Babam, but I'm doubling down on it. I think people really like King Babam just showed up in the Mario movie and things like that. I think there's a lot of merit behind King Babam as a character. And if you're listening to this or you're watching this in the future after I've recorded this, we're live on Twitch as I say this right now. And chat has generously suggested a couple characters of their own. The first one I'm seeing is Colonel Mustard from Clue. Now that would be a solid crossover. I respect that choice. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, what about new items? Mario Kart Tour does this really good thing where new characters get items brought. So, like, Boomerang Bro. How about Hammer Bro as a driver? Side note, Hammer Bro as a driver. I'd like Hammer Bro as a driver. I think that'd be fun. Give me more villains. More bad guys. Another suggestion coming in from chat. New Jersey potholes. If you're familiar with driving in New Jersey, there are holes in the ground. One of those should be a driver. I mean, they're already destroying cars. Why not destroy some carts? I feel like that's a very reasonable prediction and a natural next step for New Jersey potholes. Another hot suggestion coming in from chat. Donkey Kong Jr. from Mario Kart on SNES. Now that's a good choice. Speaking of Mario Kart characters from older games, I don't remember if Kamek was a driver or Magic Koopa, but they were going to be a driver in Mario Kart 64. So Kamek or Magic Koopa, that's another driver too. Boom. Right there. Good point from chat about Donkey Kong Jr. only showing up in one Mario Kart game and then never showing up again. What about Diddy Kong? I completely forgot about Diddy Kong. How about Diddy Kong? Diddy Kong, I feel like there was a whole thing because Diddy Kong was said to be included in Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe. And that never happened. That never happened. One more hot suggestion coming in from chat. From who else but Mod? Mario's dad from the movie. Mario's dad from the Super Mario Brothers movie, which, as I say this, is currently in theaters. Now, that's a solid choice. But if you're going to add the dad, you should also add the mom and the uncle. Just get the whole family in there. Why stop at the dad? Why does it have to just be the dad? Get the whole family, including that one uncle who was like Why are you wearing white gloves? Get the whole family in there. That way Mario can basically kill the dude with a red shell. The 1-up mushroom as a driver. Now we're talking power-ups as driver. That's what I'm talking about. This is what we need to start talking about. Why aren't power-ups drivers in Mario Kart? Okay? If Goomba can hold a bat and hit a home run in baseball, a 1-up mushroom can drive a cart. Okay? That's just fair. The 1-up mushroom as a driver makes sense because it doesn't show up in Mario Kart. Like, mushrooms aren't items. Mushrooms are items, excuse me. Like regular mushrooms, they're speed boosts. 1-up mushrooms, they're not doing anything. They're not even in the game. Put them as a driver. That's your next step. And now a more philosophical question from chat. Are 1-up mushrooms sentient and is Mario a murderer? Now, we can't dive into that right now, but the answer is yes, and you should all be scared. Kirby after swallowing Mario in Smash, followed by a pause after realizing what was said. Mario Kirby, just add all the Kirbys. Add all the Kirbys with every copy ability. Why stop at 1? Stop stopping at 1. Big picture here, people. The more you guess, the more likely you have a chance of being right just once. Okay? Every Kirby. Kirby copies from Smash. Kirby copy abilities from Kirby games. Let me drive around as Wheel Kirby, but only in wheel form. I feel like we're missing a whole lot of things. Metroid is another suggestion from Mod. Metroid. Like the little brain thing. I don't know if Mod meant Samus. I'm going to assume no. Metroid's the driver now. That's who should be next. That's who should be added. These are all great, great ideas. But unfortunately, we had to stop somewhere. And that's where we're going to stop for this particular episode of Pod Hour. Final one, right before the deadline. A Tetris block. Just one. The L block specifically. And that's where we're going to stop because the last one that came in, I don't know. And I can't make any jokes about it. So specifically the L block from Tetris to flex on everybody and hand them an L in Mario Kart. I almost said Smash. That's where we're going to stop. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this physically, tune in to another episode whenever it gets updated. Listen to some older episodes and hit me with suggestions on things you want to listen to for Pod Hour. You can check out my stuff by going to my Linktree link, which is just linktr.ee/oddhour. You'll find all my links. You'll find the YouTube channel. You'll find the Twitch, where you can watch me record these things live and say things to me that I might say during an episode. So with that being said, hit me with some character predictions on who you think will be added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and we can argue about it anytime you want. Good night, and good luck, and sweet dreams.